What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Early Edge in 5. I'm your host, Allan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today, breaking down everything this afternoon and tonight for the NCAA tournament. So, tell you what, we have zero time to waste. Let's bring in the stars of the show because, quite frankly, we've got a question. Yeah, there it is. Oh, my goodness, buddy. Arizona, man. I had so many of my friends that watch the show text me asking, are you okay? Dude.
No, not AB. It's real bad. Listen, I'm honored to be out with the Maestro. It's my first time that I've ever been on with him. Sorry to open up with the bag. But you know what? That was one of the most disgusting games I've ever watched in the history of my sports fandom. Disgusting. Terrible.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm
not doing well.
Well, I'll say this. All right, I've got two things that I hope will make you feel better, okay?
Please.
I had Arizona winning it all in the early edge March Madness bracket. So my bracket was busted in 5 hours. So I'm done. Everyone's going to just beat the hell out of me. And number two, let me show you this from yesterday, okay? Just to cheer you up. Look at me. 0-5. 0-5 line, bro. All right, you see that? 0-5. So I know it's a tough day for you, but I tell you what, everybody, come and kick me too, right? Like, I'm going to take some of the lumps with you, brother. It happens. It's a tough day, but it's the first day. You know what? We're going to have some fun with it. Nice job on that. What did you have? Arkansas, Alabama?
Parlays? Yeah, but here's the problem. When I fade the speculators model, that's not good. We're 0-1 fading the speculators. A&M was never in the game. And so that was a good call on the model, speculator.
Hey, yeah, great job, dude. Penn State, like I was going to say, like legitimately, like, dude, Specs, way to go. And real quick, Mike says, play the Princeton fight song, please. Let me just say this, and we're going to get into the picks. Thankfully, something good happened for the boys at Princeton. I know that they never get breaks in life, so thankfully, the guys at Princeton. All right, let's get into the picks here. I'll tell you what, Maestro, normally you're in the last spot, all right, the Maestro spot. But I want you going first because I feel like you got some good vibes coming, so bring it, brother. What you got today?
Okay, well, the first play, and I see Mikey's in the chat. I would never challenge Mikey on a total. This guy's hit 7 straight totals. You can see him on SportsLine, and that's just a small portion of what he's done with totals this season. It's like something like 210 and 150, something crazy like that. But I will oppose him on the side here tonight. I'm going to take 4.5 with Kent State against Indiana. I just think you have not seen a defense like this from a mid-major in a long time, top 20 nationally. They will lock it down. And, they're outmanned a little bit in the front court, but guard play, senior guards, they have the advantage in the backcourt. They come in on an incredible run. There was an incident that happened before the MAC title game last season, and guys got suspended. They couldn't play. And I don't even know the details, but apparently it was pretty ugly. But they are getting another chance to make good on that, and they have just blown through the MAC. So I'm going to take 4.5 with Kent State. Not saying they win outright, but this will be a close game. I think, talking to some insiders from Indiana, people that follow the program, this was the draw they didn't want in terms of the 4 versus 13. Then Purdue, FDU. I'm going to go over in the first half, over 70. Would not play it over 70, any higher than 70. You have a Purdue team. Everybody knows Zach Edey is 7'4", and everybody knows FDU is the shortest team in the country. They don't start anyone over 6'6", but Purdue is number 6 in offensive efficiency, and we're going to get a very fast pace, especially early, because FDU presses all the time. That's what they do. They try to turn you over. They want to run. That press plus Purdue's efficiency, and we saw Purdue struggle with turnovers down the stretch in Big Ten play. When you press them, you can get them to cough it up. So either it's going to be FDU going that way, or it's going to be Purdue with an Edey dunk. So let's go over 70 in the first half. And the speculator tells me that his model also likes the full game over.
Nice. I'll tell you what, speaking of that, speculator, right at you, brother. What you got, man?
Yeah, well, since we made the model and we hit the first one, I figured I'll just keep swinging at the college picks, and we're going to go Gonzaga minus 15.5. Our SportsLine AI has this one at minus 17.7, so you're getting a 2.2 point edge there. I expect a high-scoring game here from Gonzaga and GCU. Gonzaga are the 11th best beyond the arc at 38.7%, and GCU are 14th at 38.3%. This is going to be a game of matchups. GCU also plays a small lineup. They play a lineup that typically has nobody taller than 6'7". If I'm Gonzaga here, I'm going to play the ball to my star, 6'10", Drew Timme, who averages 20.9 points on 62% shooting, and 6'8", Anton Watson, who averages 11.3 on 61.4% shooting. Doing this will either force GCU to play a brand of basketball they don't want, or just continue to score and take advantage of that mismatch over and over again. So I'm going Gonzaga minus 15.5.
Going with the Zags with the big spread. Now, all right, EC, look, man, tough day. I get it, right? However, you're a pro. And I'll tell you what, I'm bringing out good luck for you too, all right? A big red. Have you ever had a big red before?
I have not, but I'm going to use that as best we can on St. Patrick's Day. So thank you, AB. It's not good. The pick I gave out yesterday, the over in the Iowa State Pitt game. Pitt's doing its part. Iowa State didn't have a field goal in the first 10 minutes. That's not real good. But anyways, we're going to stick with the speculator theme here and go with the over in the GCU Gonzaga game tonight, 154. Now, 9 of the last 10 Gonzaga games not against St. Mary's, which is this one obviously, have gone over this number. The lowest points Gonzaga has scored in those 10 games is 82. Gonzaga has given up 70 or more in 7 of these 10 non-St. Mary's games. Grand Canyon has scored 80-plus in 4 of their last 6. And in 7 of GCU's last 9 against a Division I team, I dug this one out deep, they've scored 150-plus combined. I think this one goes into the 160s. I think Gonzaga scores 90 to build off what speculators said. So we're taking the over on that. Now, we got a few parlays. We're going to start with one today. We're going to call this one the Blue Blood plus Wildcats parlay. We've got UConn over Iona. I think they're going to take care of business. I think they're a legitimate Final Four contender. I like Kentucky, not going to lose to St. Peter's this year, fortunately, since they don't play them. Providence lost 3 of their last 4 coming in. I like the Wildcats. And I also like the other Wildcats, Kansas State. We can parlay all 3 of those at plus 138. So Montana State's played one good team this year. Well, sorry, GCU, Grand Canyon. You don't count. They played the University of Arizona Wildcats. They got smoked. And we saw what happened to U of A yesterday. Kansas State wins. I don't think highly of them, but they win tonight. We're going to play a moneyline parlay tomorrow at plus 159. We're going to take San Diego State over Furman. Sorry, I'm not a believer. UCLA over Northwestern. Yes, I am a believer. Final Four team. And then you've got Texas over Penn State. Penn State shot the lights out last night. Texas will play much better defense than A&M did, and I think that at plus 159 is a good bet. And then we got one more for tomorrow. The Auburn-Houston over 132. Might be crazy because Houston has issues. Marcus Sasser out. Their other guard, Shed, is hurt. But 14 of the last 15 Auburn games have gone over this number, including the last 10. And Houston has scored 60 or more points in 15 straight games. I think the winner of this game gets in at least the low 70s.
All right. Low 70s. I like it. I like that you also said, what did you say about Grand Canyon?
Listen, they're right around, they're a half an hour from me. Okay. I love GCU. Their student section is called the Havoc. They're awesome. They have no chance tonight. Sorry. And I know they played Montana State, but they don't consider themselves, I don't consider them a good team. Arizona was the only legitimate team Montana State's played all year before tonight. Sorry. True.
Hey, you know what? That's why I asked. You give honest answers, and that's what I wanted. And I tell you what, EC, I'm serious. I felt bad for you last night. I really, really did. So I brought a present that I hope you will appreciate today. Does that help? All right. Everybody grab your paper. Yeah, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here's the recap. And look, I went full parlays today. College baseball, college basketball, in honor of you, and because the boys over at the Golden Corral wanted to run it back again with the smorgasbord and buffet of picks. So I'll get to those in a minute. But first, the Maestro's on Kent State plus 4.5. Fairleigh Dickinson, Purdue, first half over 70. EC is on. From today, Pittsburgh, Iowa, over 131. Florida Atlantic, money line. You gave those out yesterday. Just want to have them on the screen. Grand Canyon, Gonzaga, over 154. Auburn, Houston, over 132. 3-leg parlay, plus 138. UConn, Kentucky, Kansas State. 3-leg parlay, plus 159. San Diego State, UCLA, and Texas. Speculator is on Gonzaga, minus 15.5. All right, so 2 plays for tomorrow, Saturday, from me. Duke, Tennessee, first half. We're playing the over 59. All right, the unders have been cashing like crazy for us. That being said, 59, too low of a number. Duke is going to push the pace, and that's why I'm also playing the over in the game. Duke, Tennessee, over 128. Now, March Madness parlays, all right? for you, EC. All right, moneyline parlay, 3 legs plus 210. Memphis, UConn, Indiana. All right, 2 legs plus 145. Miami, Indiana, 3 legs plus 170. Kentucky, Kansas State, TCU. All those on the money line. Now, college baseball moneyline parlays, 2 leg plus 130. Louisville, East Carolina, 2 legs minus 105. Arkansas, Texas, and then a run line parlay plus 180. Vanderbilt plus 1.5 at home against Ole Miss. Stanford at home plus 1.5 against Oregon State. So there we go. What do you think about that, EC?
I mean, listen, I know the maestro probably doesn't like to see all these parlays from from you and I, but we're firing today. This is a Friday of March Madness. Let's go. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to change the name of the show. It's going to be Early Edge and Parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael says, AB so bad, never any analysis, just throw volume at the wall. I mean, what do you want me to do? I can sit here and break down Tennessee and Duke for 2 hours if you want me to. I mean, we got 5 minutes, but I mean, how do you want to get down, right? I mean, the first half numbers are set generally 63.5. This is a team that averages both teams scoring around 59.2, and we've seen this cash in 4 straight. Duke, you look at them offensively, breaking it down offense. They're a most extreme, like high percentage shooting team in the country. They will find gaps in Tennessee's defense. The problem with Tennessee in the second half is that they hit lulls because their defense, the number 1 team in the country, is generally up by 9 to 11 points. Last night, they went 11 minutes scoring 7 points. They will not have that opportunity because they won't be up double digits. Duke will find the gaps in Rick Barnes' defense. The swing offense motion from Tennessee's offense will not eat the clock. They're going to be forced to play from ahead. That's why we're playing the over 128. Mike, good to see you, buddy. All right, now, any other questions that we have in regards to games tonight? Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule for what we have today.
Oh, man.
There you
AB
go.
just wrote a book, huh?
That was really good, AB. That was outstanding.
If we want to get down, man, look, and Mike, I'm not coming at you, bro, but I'm just saying, like, I got 5 minutes here. All right, so we got NC State, Creighton, that was tipped right now. Iona, UConn, Fairleigh Dickinson, Purdue at 6:50 p.m. These towns are all listed central because that's where I'm at. That's what the website shows. Providence, Kentucky, Drake, Miami, Grand Canyon, Gonzaga, FAU, Memphis, Montana State, Kansas State, Kent State, Indiana, Arizona State, and TCU. So I'll leave this up for just a second. Like, let's break down like what games that we have, right? So anybody in the chat, right? Like, put your questions here because like that's what we want to do. And Maestro, I know that you've got to go here in just a bit, but yeah, anybody, what you have, break it down. Like, what are you guys looking at? Do you see any big upsets, right? Like, we've got pretty tight spreads. Barring Gonzaga, 15.5, 16. That was from earlier today. Purdue minus 23. Against Fairleigh Dickinson, but. Yeah, what do you guys see? Like, I'll stop there. Like, anything. Yeah, Maestro, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to – I do have to get going, but the Purdue FDU game is so interesting because of the FDU coach, what happened after the game. I don't know if you saw that. He was trying to pump up his team, said, we got to celebrate. We got to be humble, though. And then he's like, I hope Purdue is watching this. I want Purdue to be watching this. The more I watch them, the more I think we can beat Purdue. Or the more I think we will beat Purdue. I mean, you want the coach to be confident. That's great. I mean, you don't want to go into a game saying we're going to get blown out by 30. But the fact that he said, I want Purdue to be watching this, that to me is the thing that is going to get Zach Edey's attention. He could have his prop, which I think is 22.5 in the first half.
So first off, I'm with you. Like, you want to have confidence, but there's also a line there. And then number 2, some in the chat, and I'll just put Aaron's question up because a couple of you were asking, do you all have player props on the games, right? So that's the difficult part. Like, I'm in Tennessee, and it's illegal. We don't have.
Same in Arizona. Yeah, you can't do it. Yep.
Yeah. So some of them have them, some of them don't. Yeah, Edey, like you just mentioned, what'd you say his number was at, Maestro?
Last I saw was 22.5. I assume it's gone up. Because
I'm with you. Like, yeah, like I wish that we had like college player props because it would be awesome. But yeah, we just don't have them. Specs, EC, like anything that you see on the board, any upsets. I mean, Mike was talking about in the chat in regards to Kent State and Indiana. A lot of sharp people are on Kent State. Not only like plus 4.5, but like to outright win. So we've got that. Look, what do we do with Arizona State? EC, I'll throw it to you. Like Arizona State. Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't want to touch that game. I mean, I hope TCU beats them by 40. You know that, but I'm not touching that game. TCU just at the end of the year, their center isn't playing because there's some turmoil around the program. I'm staying away from that game. I mean, if maybe you played an overline there, I'm just right now I'm staying away from it. The game that I love, AB, and I gave it out yesterday. My favorite game of round one is I love FAU on the money line here. I absolutely I think Memphis is fool's gold. I was not impressed with them outside of their win against Houston. I think they play undisciplined basketball. I think who have they really played in that conference outside of Houston who beat them pretty good? They beat them on a buzzer beater. I get that. And then obviously they got revenge without Sasser in the championship game. Who's Memphis played? Now you could say the same about FAU, but FAU
Alabama
is so well-rounded
at Alabama, and they lost by 3.
I mean that's a good one. That's a good one, Maestro. But I'm just thinking
Texas
FAU,
A&M. They beat Texas A&M. They beat VCU. They beat VCU.
Okay, look. I'll say this. Like Memphis, like barring Duke. Right? Like, I think Duke was the hottest team in the country coming into the tournament. Memphis was up there. And again, I mean, say what we will about the conference, right? Like, I totally get it, right? But, like, there was something of a switch with that team. Now, we're going to see it for the first time against arguably, I mean, this is the greatest FAU team of all time, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is a very good basketball team. So, I'm not saying take Memphis. What I am saying is I'm fascinated to see what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like Memphis was legitimately like playing just excellent basketball their last 4 games. So yeah, like Maestro Spec.
I get it.
Yeah.
Our model, we have it at -2.5. In my bracket, I put FAU because it was so close that I was like, yeah, I'll go with the upset. It's possible, but yeah, I think this line's really right. I don't know if I'd play it because I kind of agree with EC. I think FAU could make that push there. It's too close.
Yeah. Maestro, what are you saying?
It's going to be a great game. I mean, FAU's won more games than anyone in the country, and they have a lot of balance. But Memphis probably has the 2 best players on the court. Talking about Kendrick Davis and DeAndre Williams. I believe he's 26 years old. He's 6'9", and they have 9 seniors. They're going up against a team that I believe starts 4 sophomores for FAU.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, in that case, if Memphis wins, Maestro, I think it's a blowout. I mean, I think FAU gets worked. I just see FAU. What's interesting to me about them, they have 7 guys who they don't have any player on their team that averages over 30 minutes a game. They have 7 guys who average between 20 and 27 minutes, which is kind of a unique formula for that. Normally you see, heavy minute guys on most teams, at least I'm used to it with Arizona, where they play guys 35 minutes a game, the starters. I just think FAU right now listen, they're not as battle tested. Their biggest win's probably at Florida, but you don't win 31 games as a fluke. Now you can say the same about Charleston, and they lost San Diego State yesterday, but they were in the game until the end. I just think they're underseeded here. I think FAU is probably good enough to be a 6 or 7 seed, in my opinion, based on what the rankings. I think in the net rankings they were up there too. Without looking at it right now, I think they were pretty high.
I'll tell you what. Answer this one question, and we're going to hop out of here because, again, we've kind of gone through, each of the games, each of the teams. But you each have to answer this question, all right? Don't need analysis, just your thoughts, what you go with. Would you rather play UConn -9 or Kentucky -4? EC,
I'll start. I love Kentucky -4 here. I am fading Providence all day, every day. Now, I think Iona can keep UConn close. I don't think UConn's going to lose the game. But I think this is a bounce back for Kentucky after last year's debacle. They have the best player on the floor by far in Oscar Tshiebwe. I'm rolling with them.
Maestro?
Since I think that Providence-Kentucky game is going to be tight, I think it's going to be very low scoring, and I would lean towards the points that I'll go with UConn by default, but really no strong take on either of those games.
Yeah, I feel you. Like that's why I asked it. Like I feel decent about both, but yeah, like I don't have like a strong play. Like I think I would probably roll Kentucky because it's, a lower number. Like 9, you could play well, win by 8, right? Specs, what are your thoughts here?
Model has Kentucky -3, UConn -8.8.
Damn. Yeah. Dude, that's tight, man. That's tight.
So yeah. Again, yeah, neither of those would be ones I'd be willing to really go on. But I mean, I guess if you're talking edge there, you got 0.2 versus 1, so you'd go with UConn on that one. But yeah. I mean, the model doesn't look at the line whatsoever. So the fact that it's that close is pretty good.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want a showdown on Memphis FAU since you have Memphis in one of your parlays?
Yeah, money line.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, hit the music.
Hit the music. It's gonna be a showdown.
Yeah, what the heck?
That was the most chill showdown that I think ever been on this show ever. It was just like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, man. All right, get in the car. Let's go. All right.
I mean, I just won $100 from Coach from the early wedge. We did 3 showdowns. I lost the first one with ASU the other night to him and Sia. He bet me on Brian Harmon over Davis Riley. Well, Riley's at -2. Harmon missed the cut. So all he has to do is make the cut. He's got 4 shots not to blow the cut, and I'm good. So yeah, I'm going to roll that money over, that Coach money over, and bet FAU tonight. So let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. All right, we'll get out of here on this one. One more question. Would you rather play Miami -2 or Kansas State -8?
Oof. I know. I mean, while Spector looks at his model here, I like Miami -2. I'm not buying into another 12-5 upset. We just saw all you VCU people thought they were going to beat St. Mary's. No, that didn't happen. I think we saw the 12-5s yesterday, not today. I think Miami takes care of business.
Specs?
Yeah, we got Miami -4.1, and we got Kansas State -7.3. So we'll do the Miami.
There we go, dude. The U.
That's where my parents went, by the way. That was my team growing up. So yeah, we have to flash a little. Yeah, that's right. So that's where we have to flash a little U tonight.
All right, man. Coral Gables, stand up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look, we will be live twice on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Eastern, breaking down all of these games. And we're going to dive into every one of them on Saturday because we'll actually have time and we can focus in on these games. It's tough when there's 10 of them. I don't want to keep you guys because these games are tipping off every 10 minutes. So Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern, we'll be ready. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.